the winner. So I think Bakole will win the fight. I think that's my opinion.
Today.
Martin Bakole's calm, cold confidence in the newly leaked training footage says everything. Even as he brushes off Fabio Wardley with a casual shrug, there's a quiet menace in his composure. He doesn't need to raise his voice or hurl insults. His body language does the talking. That quiet arrogance comes from experience, the kind that can't be faked. It's the
much, and I've only watched him fight once, so I don't know much about him.
Of a man who already knows the outcome. Bakole's shared rounds with Joseph Parker inside Tyson Fury's camp, sessions built on precision, pressure, and pain. Those sparring wars are more than just practice. They're an education. Each exchange hones timing, sharpens discipline, and hardens.
I spent 2 or 3 times in the Tyson Fury gym.
Yeah. Is there anything you can, anything happen there? You know, we know you like the sparring.
He knows, yeah.
Yeah.
If you see a jump, you know, even though I'm not 100% in the good, so I know where to
resolve. That's why when Bakole speaks about Wardley, it's not speculation, it's testimony. He's trained with champions, endured elite rhythm, and survived it. Against that backdrop, his confidence isn't arrogance. It's validation. That same tone of respect echoes in Tony Bellew's recent analysis of Parker's evolution. Bellew doesn't hand out compliments freely.
One who's going to beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because that.
But when he says no one beats Parker right now, the words carry weight. He's watched Parker transform from a hungry contender chasing opportunities into a mature technician who commands the ring. Bellew sees what many overlook, a fighter who's evolved into a complete heavyweight, refined, balanced, dangerous, and Bellew's...
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, you can forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where he's due. Yeah? He is that.
Investment finds support from someone who knows Parker better than most, Derek Chisora. When Del Boy compares Parker to a white Muhammad Ali, it isn't bluster. It's respect earned through pain and rounds shared in the trenches. Chisora has fought Parker twice. He's felt that rhythm, that deceptive calm, that sudden burst of violence.
He is looking like a beast in camp for this fight because he would have put everything into this camp. But it doesn't mean that can always translate in a ring when you get to the back end of your career. He's had loads of injuries. He's definitely coming to the end.
When Parker's combinations land, to Chisora, Parker isn't just improving. He's entering greatness territory. That rare zone where power punchers hesitate to rush in because they can feel what's coming. Parker's movement, timing, and composure now unsettle even the most aggressive fighters, but not everyone is convinced. Eddie Hearn, ever the provocateur, questions whether Parker's recent form is truly his...
He's given me motivation to train every day because he's here as well. So a training partner is a vital thing for me. Without a training partner, things become difficult. You know how hard I like to train? So to come in here and train on my own like that, I can, and I do. But it's easier if Joe's here, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, friendship and the brotherhood and the training partner is probably the most important things anyone can ever have. And I feel like I can trust...
Peak, or the product of softer opposition. It's vintage Hearn, part critique, part mind game. His comments aren't random. They're designed to test Parker's response. Hearn understands pressure reveals character, and how Parker reacts to public doubt may determine how sharp he truly is when the bell rings. Then there's Tyson.
Good fight, isn't it?
It is a good fight.
Parker Wardley, I'm actually looking forward to it. I think Parker does it with the experience and the skills and that.
I think he overcomes, but I think it's too big of a
Wardley punches hard. Wardley punches hard enough to make it a fight and then drag him into something and make it like so interesting.
Fabio's always in the fight, Carl. He has to show against just as soon.
Fury, whose view couldn't be more different. When the Gypsy King talks, the boxing world listens. Fury has seen Parker's grind firsthand. the sweat, the rounds, the repetition that breaks and rebuilds fighters. He's not hyping a friend. He's issuing a warning. Wardley doesn't stand a chance. Fury said with the conviction of some.
With Fabio Wardley on a couple of occasions, what are his biggest qualities?
Well, you don't need me to tell you nothing more than he can punch very hard. You know, you only have to ask my face. Yeah, he can really bang, and he's gritty. He's tough and he's gritty. You know, that's definitely his strengths. But then again, so is Joseph Park. You know, very tough, very durable, very good boxing brain. He's a cracking fighter.
One who's witnessed Parker's transformation up close. This isn't the same Parker from years ago. This version is hungry, ruthless, and frighteningly efficient. Bellew ties all these perspectives together perfectly. He distills the matchup into its simplest truth. Wardley's raw aggression versus Parker's refined intelligence. Power against precision, chaos against calm. Bellew's betting on experience to silence the storm. He believes Parker's ring IQ and composure will dismantle Wardley once the early fire burns out. It's the timeless story, the brawler versus the strategist. And history tends to favor the strategist. Carl Froch adds his own insight, layering another voice of authority. The Cobra Nose Championship.
So what's this diss track you made? Bro, what the fuck? I've never been more confused in my life. If I did make it, I'd stand on it and go, yeah, I told you to get fucked in the track or whatever I said, but bro.
Mentality better than most. To him, Parker now looks like a man completely at peace in the storm. Focused, centered, dangerous. Froch doesn't just predict a win, he expects a statement. The kind of performance that redefines a fighter's reputation and echoes across the heavyweight division. In his words and gestures, Froch makes it clear Parker's about to make an example out of someone. Meanwhile, Fabio Wardley's demeanor tells a very different story. His tone has shifted. Less swagger, more strain. There's frustration seeping through, the weight of expectation pressing harder with each interview. Instead of calm composure, there's tension. Instead of focus, distraction. His responses feel reactive, emotional. As if he's fighting to control a narrative already slipping away. The talk of diss tracks, online feuds, and social media.
Listen, then I got all the mandatories, you know? But this is my Usyk now, Fabio Wardley. Like the target's on him, and nothing else matters. Because if I don't get this right, there's no point talking about.
Abs only amplifies the chaos. It's energy spent in all the wrong places. Against a technician like Parker, distraction is fatal. Wardley's body language betrays the cracks. A man battling emotions long before the first bell. That's the danger zone for any fighter. When you fight your own nerves, the opponent in front of you becomes the least of your problems. Joseph Parker, in contrast, radiates composure. His tone is surgical. His focus absolute. No bravado, no showmanship. Just business. He speaks like a man on a mission, not a man chasing headlines. Every word carries weight, every movement purpose. Parker has rebuilt his career brick by brick, through setbacks, reinvention, and sheer persistence. He knows one mistake can undo years of work, and that awareness.
I think it's a great fight. I mean, firstly, Joe Parker is on an incredible run.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's beaten Wilder when no one really wanted to fight him. He's beaten Zhang when he was like the bogeyman, and he's just beaten Bakole, although, you know, on short notice. I mean, that was a dangerous fight to take. So I love Joe. I think he deserves an opportunity. Joe against Dubois, Joe against Usyk, Joe against AJ. They're all great fights.
Fuels his discipline. What we're seeing isn't hype. It's legacy work. Parker's evolution has been methodical, built on lessons learned in the fire. He's been hurt, humbled, and hardened. And now, standing across from Wardley, he looks like a fighter who's ready not just to win, but to dominate. When the bell rings, it won't just be about power or speed. It'll be about control. About who can stay composed when the punches start flying. And right now, Joseph Parker looks like the man who already knows the answer. This version of Joseph Parker isn't chasing headlines or fame. He's chasing perfection. When he locks in like this, everything becomes deliberate. Every jab, every counter, every round is crafted for control. He's not just planning to win. He's planning to silence the last whispers of doubt about his research.
He relies on his power far too much. He hasn't brought enough to his game right now, and I thought he would have kicked on from that. If he's going to have any chance against Joseph Parker, then he can't just rely on that big right hand. Joseph Parker's a seasoned, well-schooled athlete.
Who hits hard.
Yeah, who hits hard. He's on a resurgence in terms of his confidence and where he is in boxing now, Parker. So it's a good.
Even Eddie Hearn, who once questioned whether Parker's edge had dulled, now admits what's plain to see. He lists the names: Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang, opponents that define pedigree. Parker didn't just survive those nights, he thrived. Hearn knows those experiences forged something new. Parker isn't clawing for relevance anymore. He's an elite force demanding respect. And that's the real story. This isn't a test of ability, it's a test of legacy. Parker's fought lions. Wardley is still proving he belongs in the same jungle. Duke McKenzie brings the technical lens into sharp focus. He strips away hype and exposes the fundamentals. Wardley's power is real, destructive even, but it's also a crutch. He leans on it too heavily. Against a fighter as adaptable and composed as Parker, predictability is a fatal flaw. McKenzie acknowledges Fabio's heart but points out his limits. He's brave, yes, but one-dimensional. A man too reliant on plan A. With little...
It just, it's going to have everyone, you know, just on the edge of their seat. I can already see it. What we're going for. Will Fabio be losing the fight again and come back? Or is Joseph Parker too cute, too experienced, and know too much? It's, you know, you're on the edge of the seat.
Evidence of tactical depth. Parker, on the other hand, has rebuilt himself piece by piece. Under Andy Lee, he's sharpened his footwork, refined his timing, and rediscovered his identity. He's not just hitting harder, he's hitting smarter. McKenzie's verdict is cold but clear. If Wardley can't evolve beyond brute force, he's stepping into a chess match he can't win. Parker's already several moves ahead. Fraser Clark captures what makes this fight magnetic. It's unpredictability. Wardley's career has always been powered by grit and heart, surviving chaos, clawing back from the brink. But Clark warns that against a fighter as disciplined as Parker, that same chaos could be his undoing. This isn't just another heavyweight brawl. It's a collision of philosophies. On one side, Parker, the chess player in gloves, patient, analytical, precise. On the other, Wardley, the brawler, emotional, instinctive, relentless. When the bell rings, that contrast could ignite something special. Clark calls it a 50-50.
Whoever's in front of you, fight them, smash them, move on to the next. So for me, this Fabio Wardley fight is the most important, and he is my Usyk, because there's no point thinking about Usyk if I can't take care of business with Fabio Wardley.
Fight for good reason. One man's discipline meets another's defiance. If Wardley charges in early, Parker's counters could dissect him piece by piece. But if Fabio drags the fight deep, he could test Parker's stamina and mental steel like no one has before. Clark's take is grounded and honest. This is a crossroads. For both men, everything can change here. Direction, reputation, destiny. Parker himself has set the tone. Comparing Wardley's style to Alexander Usyk's wasn't flattery. It was focus. It showed how seriously he's taking this challenge. He's not underestimating Wardley. He's using him to sharpen his own edge. That's what champions do. They create purpose from danger. Parker sounds like a man reborn, driven by precision and purpose. Every word drips with conviction. This isn't another payday, another opponent. It's proof. Evidence that his renaissance among the elite is complete. For Parker, beating Wardley isn't about adding another name to his resume.
He's got wonderful skills, and under Andy Lee, he's really rejuvenated, and I think he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, period now, former world champion, of course. I think he's better than he once was, so that's a problem for Wardley, but Wardley brings that power in, and remember, Joe Joyce knocked Joe Parker out. Others have had him in trouble, Dillian White down, so you can never write Wardley out of any...
It's about closing the circle, proving that the comeback is real and irreversible. His tone carries a chilling warning. Take care of business. No hesitation. No mercy. It's not arrogance. It's professionalism refined to its purest form. Adam Smith, ever the balanced voice, threads the needle between admiration and realism. He praises Parker's transformation under Andy Lee. Sharper movement, cleaner timing, restored confidence. But he reminds us of boxing's unforgiving truth. Parker is still human. He's been hurt before, and that gives Wardley a reason to believe. Smith frames the narrative perfectly. This isn't a mismatch. It's danger versus discipline. The wild card, as always, is power. One clean shot can rewrite everything. Smith's respect for Parker is evident, but so is his caution. Heavyweight boxing doesn't tolerate lapses. If Parker loses focus for even a heartbeat, Wardley's power could flip the script.